Hi there, here's another sponsored link lesson which I hope you will find useful. This is everything you need to know about SEO and a tool that will help you get there easily, which has helped me tremendously. So here's the lesson, okay? We're on Google and I'm going to show you there's two types of SEO. There's on-page SEO and there's off-page SEO. Obviously, if you marry the two, that's the most powerful form of SEO you can have, right? Search engine optimization is what I'm talking about. So we're going to use the term click here. This is the lesson that taught me everything I needed to know about SEO. Now, there's no commercial intent for the word click here, right? Like nobody's advertising for that keyword. However, when you type the word click here, you'll find that this actually flip-flops. Sometimes clickhere.com is first, sometimes adobereader.com is first. This is actually pretty interesting that this page has actually surpassed them now, because this used to be the #1 page for click here. So if we type in click here, clickhere.com is first. So I'll show you the lesson from this vantage point because it's still important. But when Adobe Reader is first, this makes no sense to people. So the importance of what I'm about to tell you should be kind of driven home right after I kind of show you this. So Adobe Reader, when it is first, does not have any of the anchor text click here anywhere in its URL. It doesn't have it anywhere in its description. Like you don't see it, it doesn't say click here anywhere over here, right? Click here, however, has click here in this link here, in the URL here. So there's the title. This is the URL, and it has it in its description, so it appears 3 times in here, right? So it only makes sense that at this point it should have always been ranking first. However, that's not always the case. Adobe Reader is second, but the words click here don't appear anywhere. Whereas on this one, w3.org, the words click here appear 1, 2, 3 times again. How come that doesn't rank for it as highly as Adobe does, right? So basically, the problem is this, and I'm going to actually, it's not a problem, it's actually proof. I'm going to click on Adobe, and you'll see that we're at the Adobe Reader download page. Generally speaking, the Adobe Reader is used on most websites to read stuff like PDFs or Flash. And so basically, of all these other websites out there that say you need Adobe Reader to access this, right? Click here to download it. Generally speaking, are the anchor text that are used, that is the clickable link that you find that is used in order to get people to redirect them to download this. So you got millions of sites out there. That's why it ranks so high. So all the search engines crawl all these sites, find the backlinks, and like, wow, Adobe Reader's about click here. So it must be about click here. So if I'm going to right click this, and I'm going to show you view source, that even on the description on the HTML of the page, if I do a Control F, which is a find function for the words click here, if I click next, it appears 1 time on this page, and it's for a JavaScript thing. Doesn't appear anywhere else, and that's the only time you'll find it. So it just appears once. It's not in the title, it's not in the URL, it's not in the description. That would make sense that some other factors were in place to actually get it to rank for the words click here. I hope that made sense, and I hope you see why it's important that you do get your on-page SEO, where you can obviously sprinkle the word that you want to get ranked for liberally throughout the description, the title, the URL, and make use of it on the page itself, so that you can actually start seeing some love for it. But if you want to get the most juiced as possible, as quickly as possible, then you want to try to find a way to get as many backlinks to your site as possible. One of the quick ways you can do that is to make use of URL shorteners. And a URL shortener is actually, it basically does what it says. It takes a long URL and it shortens it. So something like bit.ly would do this. Oh, it's bit.ly.com actually. So essentially what it does is it takes a link. So let's take a long URL, something like, let me go to Amazon. Amazon usually really good at giving you long URLs, and I'll just use this Logitech case thing. So you see how long this URL is. This is actually the URL from the top of the page. Let me show it to you. That's the that's the link to this page. Okay, so I'm going to take this link and I'm going to stick it right in here, and I'm going to shorten it. That's the new URL that I have for Amazon. So now I can take this, copy it, and look at what it did. Instead of that long mess, this is what it gave me. How's that? That's a link shortener. Now the importance of that is this. So let's say that this was your website that you want to get backlinks for. This is your website you want to get backlinks for, and your website URL is, example.com/my page post, or whatever it is that you posted. You would want to shorten that, and then you'd want to get backlinks to this. You want to get backlinks to your website as well, but this is a quick way to get additional juice out of it. Now, essentially, if you want proof whether or not URL shorteners pass on anchor text juice, this is a video from Matt Cutts, which you can watch, called just do a search for "Do URL shorteners pass anchor text?" Okay, Matt Cutts is kind of the public relations spokesperson for Google. He works for Google, and he deals with the public in relation to how they're doing their how their algorithm affects rankings, like how whatever it is that you do is affected by rankings. So this is an important video that actually proves my point. URL shorteners do pass anchor text, so watch that if you want. Now what you would do with a URL shortener is you obviously get the URL to whatever it is that you're trying to get love for, put in the link, and then shorten it, right? And then copy this. Then what you want to do is distribute this to as many places as possible, as quickly as you could, in my opinion. And a tool that does that very nicely is this tool called Anchor. It's called, let's see here, Social Monkee. That's what it's called. All right. Now, Social Monkee, I'm going to go there real quick, allows you to get backlinks, and it allows you to get up to 25 backlinks per day, something like that. And it's $7 for the life of it. It's worth it. They have an upgraded plan, which makes it even, it's like something like $47 a year. But this is what it does. I'm going to log in and show you what you can do. So what you want to do is I'm going to actually go to submit a URL. I'm going to use one of my real websites to get juice here. Let me actually show you a report. Okay, so this one right here was for my for this link here. Okay, so I originally submitted for this link here. This is a news story that I wanted to make sure got high up search engine results for the terms Carlos Rosario and marketer, and I started building backlinks to it. Let me see if it worked. So the news story was only 7 days old, right? So here it is on the first page, and that's from my backlinking efforts, right? Let's say if I were to type in corollary thinking or creative. This is a weird kind of term, right? Like, it's something that I was trying to get brand love for. There it is. It's at the top of the page there. Okay, and you can find variations of that, but part of that was because of the backlink juice that I'm getting from doing these efforts. Even my website ranks, but it's below that news site, that news post. So this is what I did. I took the URL. You can take the URL here, and I'm actually going to show you how to do it on the fly, how to do this. And I'm just going to go to goo.gl. Oh, by the way, I have this list here also of, if you go type in exhaustive list of link shorteners, you'll get an exhaustive list of URL shorteners right here. The ton of the, look at these. There's like hundreds. You have everything that you need right there for as far as URL shorteners go. Yeah, you missed goo.gl. This is Google's URL shortener, so this is a good one to use. So I'm actually going to show you how to use it. So I'm going to take the URL here of this news feed, and I'm going to stick it in this URL shortener. And I'm going to click shorten URL. Then when it's done that, it spits out this shortened URL. So I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to stick that in SocialMonkey here. So, you know, I'm building 25 links a day on this site, but I'm using different backlinks to it because I'm getting a web of links. So in case it's a little mystical or confusing, just ask me about it later. But I'm trying to show you the importance of this quickly without boring you to tears. And then what I do is I go to SocialMonkey, then I go to Submit URL. Then I'm going to fill in this form here. So in this form to submit, I'm going to click in there. It's going to check to see if I already submitted this. Then it gives you a way to format your titles. And it says URL fine, continue to fill out the form. Then it tells you a way to fill out the titles, right? Format is like this is spin syntax. There's videos on this, but essentially all it does is it allows you to get variations of a title so that when it's submitted to all these 25 sites, it doesn't appear the same in all 25 sites. As an example, I'm going to do it for you. Just so you can read this better, I'm going to stick it on this clipboard so you can see what it looks like. So that's my little format. Squiggly bracket, three variations, a title, a bar, a title, a bar, a title. So basically, when this thing goes out, it's going to send one of these three to each site. So it'll look kind of fresh and brand new to each one of these things, to each one of these bookmarking sites. It'll make sense in a second as I show it to you. Then you want to spin your description too. Now this might seem hard, but thankfully there's a number of you can look for online article spinning. And I believe this is the one that I use. It's either easy article link, article spinner, or spinbot, one of the two. You know, this. Oh, actually, this is the one that I use. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to type in a description. So I'm just going to use the description from here, right? I'm not going to get all fancy about it. I'm just going to change this up. I'll just steal this. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to stick it right in here. And there's the syntax that I want. The squiggly with the bracket. Squiggly bracket. Launch assisted spin editor. It's going to open this page here. It's going to help me spin this article real fast. The three principles, right? That's a variation of it. And I'm going to go to the next thing. Principles, the three ideas, fundamentals, key points. Next one. Of creative corollary thinking. I'm going to leave those alone. Our manufacturing, our producing, our making, our creating, our crafting, watch what I do with this now. I'm going to take that and stick this right in here, just like that. And then you want to give it some tags. So I want to get love for online marketing expert. Just my name. Let's see what else is there. And finally, let's try to get some love for, I'm going to keep this in the news. I'm going to drip these things over 3 days. And I'm going to click preview and submit. So this is the power of what I just did. So now that I did this, now I have, this is the one title that it chose. This is one description that it chose from that gobbledygook that you just seen me post up there. And this is the tag that it's going to get love for. If I hit if I show another variation, it spins it, right? Like I got a new title, I got some new keywords. Same thing. I just keep spinning it. Show another variation. Okay? So now all I do, and you have, with the $7 plan, you can only submit one URL every 24 hours. So I just submitted something. I don't know whether or not I've been within the within the time limitation, but I'm going to click submit to 25 sites and let's see what happens. So it looks like I might. Oh, it didn't give me the word, so it looks like it took it. Okay, so then what you do once that happens, you click on reports, and it'll give you a report. This one's scheduled today, so this one's going to be submitted. This one's waiting to go out, and then when it's actually done, you'll get to be able to view reports to see where it was submitted to. See, so I can see actually where these things were submitted to, and that gives you the juice that you need to start getting ranking. And especially on a local level, it's so easy when you're using some words that aren't the hardest thing in the world to rank for, right? Like click here. So I highly recommend this tool. It's just a one-time investment of $7. You can find it at the link right down below this video, or actually I'll have a link actually on the video, so if you just click on that, it'll take you to the page. I highly recommend it. You can't go wrong. I hope this SEO lesson was helpful and useful to you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next meetup.